And hi, and welcome to Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and today I am here with dancer, performer, and dance teacher J Wolfe Lenore, who can be seen at Alibi Monkey Bar at 9 p.m. on Wednesday and can be seen at the pub at the Drive on Friday at 9 p.m. How you doing today, sexy?
All good, all good. And so excited to be here, honestly, and
Yes.
really great to meet you.
Yes, this will be great because Jay Wolf and I have had a chance to meet, but we've never had a chance to sit down and actually talk. So this will be amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah. It's rare. I usually don't get to meet the guests before they're on here. So that's
mm,
yeah.
yeah, we met at Mary's, right?
Yeah. I had seen you at the pub at the Drive because I actually went at that point. I had already interviewed Phoenix Lenore, so I went to
Uh-huh.
go see him, and I saw that you were at that event, and then I met you at Hamburger Mary's.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. That was the very first time.
yeah, yes,
Nice.
yeah. So, where are you originally from?
I'm from Costa Rica, Central America.
Work.
Yeah, I've been doing dance since I don't know. I have like 13 years now
Oh
dancing.
wow.
Yeah, but I start there. I used to compete and teach classes as well over there.
Yeah. So I am born and raised Floridian. As I said,
Mm,
hopefully I'm moving within the next year because I've had enough of Florida.
yeah. So you are from Florida, you said?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
I live, let's see. I live about an hour and a half away from Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. How far? Like, where is?
I'm about an hour north of West Palm Beach. I'm right around that area.
Oh, yeah, like super north.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's why I'm always supportive of y'all, but I can't always go out.
Right, yeah, just sometimes, because I know the drive sometimes is crazy. 95, everything.
Yeah. And I've lived outside of this area. I lived in Orlando for 4 years, which was nice, and then I ended up having to come back home. And then now, as I said, hopefully next year I'm planning on moving to Detroit.
Oh, Detroit, I know
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
um, well, I used to live in North Miami,
Yeah.
and I'm living now in Pompano Beach. So yeah, it's more up north. But like 3 months ago, I've been in Tampa. I really like it. Like I loved it. I don't know, but I'm scared about the hurricanes and all that.
Yeah. Tampa. I've never been to Tampa.
No?
No, that's the thing. I've been to Miami. I've been to Fort Lauderdale. I obviously lived in Orlando, so I went out a lot in Orlando. And since I would say I like Fort Lauderdale in terms of South Florida the most because I used to perform in
Mm.
go out in West Palm Beach as well, and it's I don't know, it's something about the way well, I will say this: I like Fort Lauderdale because I know people who perform there. That's that's honest.
Okay.
Yeah, that's honestly the truth.
Yeah, when you know people and when you have some friends, it's easier. Yeah, sometimes. But you know in Tampa, like I've been there, and the people it's like so nice, like super cool with you. I don't know. It was a good experience. Anyways, I
Yeah,
just talking about another place that I've been here, and
yeah.
well, Orlando as well. And I worked once in San Pete in
Oh,
cocktails,
okay.
cocktails and Pete.
Yeah,
Hmm.
nice. So, what was it like for you growing up as a kid?
How was it? How was
Yeah,
my childhood?
yeah,
Um, well, I was born in San Jose, and the capital, in Costa Rica. I've been like a little bit crazy all my life. I used to do motocross when I was a kid. So I grew up like riding a bike, jumping. This is something that I think like nobody knows about this child. But yeah, I used to drive motocross and like to since 5 years old to I don't know, like my teenager season, like
yeah,
13. um, and then at my 13, 14 years, it was when I met with dance. So, um, in my well, I went too far, but my
yeah,
father is mechanic, and it's like he does like a lot of these big machines, construction, and all that. So. Um, when I was a kid, I was helping him since so little, helping him with the cranes, with the big trucks, like a lot
wow.
of grease on my hands. That's the only thing that I hated. That I hated a lot because I was always like trying to clean up my hands and everything. Um, and I was like super active all my life, like um, doing exercise a lot. Um, but I didn't know by then. I didn't know that I liked dance. So it was like after the motocross thing, that I met in front of the dance, and then it was my begin over there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
See, an active person. I was like, I did sports. I was never a fan of sports. Like, my love is like truly, and I even incorporate it in drag. Like, my love is always been singing. Like,
Singing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. I want to sing, but I just sing at the shower. Yeah, it's like I want to learn honestly, because it's like with dance and everything you can like mix it, and but you sing, you say you sing.
Yeah, yeah. I sing. I write music as well. So it's like those have always been. Yeah, I do all this stuff in drag where it's like, as I say, when I do perform, I'm not the. If you're expecting a queen that lip syncs, don't book me because I always like. That's not my thing. That's never been my thing. I've always been the bitch who's like, hand me a mic. Let's let's get this
Mhm.
started. Like,
I love that. I
yeah,
love I met a drag in Costa Rica that she does that, and it's amazing because I don't know, it's different. It's like a different vibe. Like last time in the pub as well, I met a drag. I don't remember names. For me, it's kind of hard, but she was so good singing. And her show, it was like standing there singing. It was like super Broadway, jazzy, um, so so cool.
yeah. I love doing ballads, but I like moving around a lot more. So I know how to like. I've trained my body to like. I'm not like gonna do crazy splits or anything like that, but I know how to like move and sing at the same time, and I love
And
it.
that's
And yeah,
hard.
yeah. Oh, wait, I can't hear you again. Your voice. Nope. Oh boy. No. No. Okay. Yeah, still can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Oh no. Oh boy. Nope. No. No. No, I still can't hear you. Check your DMs. Yeah. All right. Technical difficulties, but we'll make this work. Okay. There
I'm
we
back.
go. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I
No,
don't
no.
know what happened.
Yeah, I've never had that happen before. But as I said, we'll figure it out. Anyway, so I don't even remember where I am. Okay. I guess I'll just go to the next question. So, what was it like for you coming out?
Coming out. Oh my god, that's a whole story. Like um I've been like kind of experimenting with for example with men since I am 14. um, but I always had girlfriend. So for me, it was kind of confusing. And my family, where I come from, they're like super machistas. Like they're like
Mhm.
super just men, and men with women, and so religious. So for me, first, it was like experimenting, and I was trying to, I don't know, like lie to myself with girlfriends. I actually like girls, but I'm gay. You know what I mean? Like I've been trying to hide always for my father, for my mom, and it was like a whole process, like 2 or 3 years fighting with that. Like I wanted to came out, and I didn't. So it's crazy because I fell in love with my first boyfriend, and and I met him in the dance studio. So we met like for 3 years, and then we start talking, blah blah blah. Um, anyways, at certain point, I was like super confident about like coming out, because when you
Mhm.
are in love, you just like, I don't care about anybody. Um,
Exactly.
so I had like one shot to do it, and my father, he was like, no, blah blah blah, you have to try it, I trust you, blah blah blah. So I tried again, like to lie to myself when I thought that I was like, like trying to coming out. And then I don't know, like for universe, God, um, whatever. It's like at certain point this day. came the day that I was like super confident about came out and everything, and and for I don't know the things in life, my sister read like a card, like this like a big message, write it down by by pencil, and
Yeah.
she read that because she was looking into my things, and I was like, I was out of the house, so she told my father about that, and my father right away he was like, "Don't come to the house, because if you come, I'm gonna like get crazy with you." Um, so that day, I was supposed to tell him, but you know how life works. Like sometimes you imagine something, and then this happened. So I went to my mom's house. My father and my mom are divorced since I'm 5 years old.
Oh.
So yeah, so I'm always had like two houses or two places,
Right.
so I went to my mom's house and I told her like, "Hey, I am completely like 100% um, sure about what's my orientation." And she was like a little weird. And then I asked her like, "What do you think?" Because this happened with my father. My father already know, blah blah. My sister told him in this way, blah blah. And she was like, um for me it's okay, but I'm a little mad because you were trying to, I don't know, to make up things about that. You just like told us, and it was maybe like easier for us, blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I tried years ago, but you were like super pushing with me. Like, no, this is not the way. But yeah, that's how I came out. And honestly, it was hard. It was hard because I already knew it. I already experimented with men, but it was hard because of my family. Honestly, that was my
Right.
my very first challenge.
Right. So I would say I did have a challenge as well. I'd say
Hmm.
if family was easier because I came out, I only had to tell one parent because I came out 4 months after my mom died. So it was just having to tell my dad and my sister, who were both accepting, which was
Oh,
good.
it
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah. The person I shouldn't have come out to. So speaking to that religious upbringing, I came out to a youth minister at the church, and
Oh.
I told him about this performance idea I had with like a knife and how I'd practice stabbing myself because I'm dramatic,
I
clearly. And
love drama.
yeah. And he left the room. He came back in about 10 minutes later. He said, "You have one of two options. Either you're coming with me or I'm calling the cops." Now,
Wow.
if I had known what he was going to do, I would have let him call the cops. So he took me to get a psychological exam.
Wow. Really?
I mhm. I passed it. They had told me I passed it. He lied to make it seem like I was lying to the people who were giving me the exam, and as a result, I got locked in a mental institution for 64 hours.
Oh God.
Mhm.
How was that?
It was okay. It wasn't as bad as like what they show in the movies with like people with like in like white coats and all that, and like I wasn't in one of those kinds of places, but I was in a place that took all of my belongings. They took my shoes, they took my phone, they took my wallet, they took my keys. They put it in a Ziploc bag. They said you're getting this at the end of your stay.
Hmm.
And then they have you meet with a therapist every day that you're there, they have you do group meetings. So it's basically like all of your freedoms are taken away.
Of course. Oh
Yeah.
wow. And you were like trying to coming out and everything, and this
Hmm.
happened.
Yeah, and my mom, as I pointed out, my mom had just died 4 months before that. And like, let's see. Nope, you're. Oh boy. Okay. Another technical difficulty. We'll make this work. No, I still can't hear you. No, I just can't hear you. Go out and go back in. There you go. Okay. The joys of technical difficulties.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Technology is a wonder sometimes.
So we were talking about your mental institution.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
How
then
was
like
that?
it was. I mean, it was. I made it through. Like that was the easiest thing. Like once I finally got out, it was like I had to adjust back into society because
Mm.
it's like. And then after I got out, the youth minister met with me and a priest, and they put me with a counselor who tried to put me in conversion therapy to pray the gay away.
No way.
Hmm.
Wow. That's like a movie,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, the movie where they failed.
I tried to I tried my 15 years, and my parents, they were like, we're going to the psychologist. So we went to a psychologist, and I told her that, yeah, I was, I was watching gay porn and everything, and I was experimenting. And and then she explained to them like, hey, he has all the right um to look at different things. Like, it's not just this. Like, we as men, women, trans, whatever, we have the right to know what we like, you know.
Right.
But then they were like super close and blah blah blah, and I came out like at 18,
Yeah, I came out
three
at
years
18 as
before,
well.
3 years before, 3 years after,
Yeah.
actually.
And it's crazy because it's like they try and change people, but it's like you're not going to change who somebody is. And like all that does is like I rebelled sexually. Like I really rebelled sexually. Like I might not have been as much of a slut if they had.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
um I think I think honestly, like, you first have to accept who you are. Like, for me,
exactly.
that was the process. Like, for me, it was this time that I thought, like, okay, I am this person. I like this. I don't care about my parents, about what the people is gonna say. So it was it was it was good, because since then the people never asked me again about my sexuality. And it's not like I was like, oh, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, or something like that. But I don't know, something before, but before I came out, everybody, like, at certain point, they asked me,
Yeah.
and I hadn't the necessary balls to tell them, like, yes, I'm gay. You know what I mean? Like, it
Right.
was it was after I accept me.
Yeah. And I mean, nobody should be asking you now. You literally wear eyeliner and perform in a bodysuit. Like, I don't think anybody, if anyone has any doubt,
Right? Well, the thing is, another question that people ask sometimes, because I'm short, and I don't know, I dance, so you know.
yeah. So, what made you want to become a performer?
um Okay, I had this teacher in Costa Rica. She learned in U.S. Techniques and a lot of disciplines, and she always said this word, like performear. In Spanish is like performance, like performer. She always were like that, like, um, you're performing, blah blah blah, you're a good performer. But I was doing just like competitions, like dance competitions. Um, so at certain point when I came here, uh, I used to I used to work in Alibi as a go-go dancer, but I've been dancing, like professional dancing, all my life. So at certain point, people were watching me, and they were like, James, you should perform. Like, you should do it. Why not? And it was like, I was like just, dancing, and it's trying to avoid that. And at certain point, um, one night with Nicki Monet, she was like, why you don't want, let's do it. Let's let's do it the next Friday. Like, you can be ready, you're so good, it's just like, put that out, and um my boyfriend too, at the time, he was like, hey, yes, you should do it, let's do it together. Like, he was like super pushy about that. So I called one of my friends, and I was like, hey, you have, I don't know, some costume, let's build something, because I don't, like, I don't have like too many costumes here. So that was it. It was in Outcast, the show with Nikki, and and honestly, it since that time I discovered um, how good can be performed. Because
Right.
before it was like just dance and just events and dance classes, but it's different because when you perform, you're doing a lot of more things. If you're
Hmm.
lip sync, if you're dancing, if you're, like, trying to see the people around the crowd. um, so I am this kind of person that I hate routine. I hate routine. So at certain point, if I am dancing in certain way, like, I like to be, like, trying to evolve. So for me,
Right.
performing, it was that step up, um, because you're working in different ways, and I'm dancing too as well. So it was
Yeah.
like, hmm.
I will say,
What
yeah,
about you?
I definitely, okay. So, I will say, I actually, my start, like, after, of course, like a kid, like, I was typical like kid in the choir and all that. And then like once I like grew up to be an adult, I actually have like a different experience of how I started doing drag because I actually started performing in straight bars at like at open mic
Interesting.
nights. So there would be all these like guys who would like all play guitar and they'd all do like basically the same thing, and then I make electronic music. So what I would do is I'd hand the host my iPod, he'd hook it up to the speakers, and I'd have these electronic beats thumping through the bar, and I'd be singing, and like that's honestly, it taught me how to work a room because
Mm.
when you're in a room of heterosexual people and you're doing something completely different than everybody else,
Hmm.
it's a lot. Like,
Yeah, because you can see a lot of different phrases over there.
yeah,
It's like, um, someone is happy, someone is like mad, someone is like, yeah, it's a
See,
different experience.
the place that I performed was kind of dark, and like my sunglasses are my thing. So like I had the dark Ray-Ban sunglasses that I've worn. I don't wear these like J Wolfe. No, I wear the dark glasses. They were a pair of my mom's, and
Hmm.
she never lived to see me perform. So like it's my like spiritual thing to like have her with me while I'm performing.
Hmm.
So it's like it's
Wow,
great.
that's
It's
it's great. It's
yeah,
so deep. I had this
yeah.
experience with my grandmother. She was like my mother actually, and she
Yeah.
passed away in
Oh.
2015. And I always remember, like right before she died, I was rehearsing for a TV show in Costa Rica. Um, and and she died, and the TV show will start like a month after.
Oh
And
wow.
since that time, actually, this is her name, Angela.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just retouched it yesterday, so that's why
Yeah.
I have this. So since that time, I was like, every time that I perform, every time that I move my body, this is for you because I need you. Like you're gonna be with me every time I perform,
Yeah.
and and it's magical. It's as you said, like
Yeah.
you feel that connection. Like the people
Exactly.
say, angel. For me, yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
angel over there with you performing.
Yeah. Why did I mention that? Oh, because you said so. Like the great thing is when I'm in a dark room, I can't see the audience, so it's like I almost perform and pretend like they're not there,
Right.
and I get into it. I will say the only time I got told not to do something. So one week I had screamed motherfucker at the end of my set. Like I just screamed it in the microphone, and then I got told by the owners not to do that the following week. I'm like, I'm at a bar. I'm not allowed to swear. Like I'm at a fucking bar. Seriously.
Yeah.
But they said there's old people in the audience. I'm thinking so.
Mm.
I've been performing here for years. Kick them out. I didn't say that. I thought that though.
But sometimes people don't understand that that's a way to teach them. It's about like spread our culture. um but I feel you. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm working too much on the gay with the gay community or LGTB,
Yeah.
and when I'm going to a band or something like that, there's a lot of heterosexuals and everything, and I'm like, sometimes I just, I'm like flowing, and I'm like, if I have to change my clothes, I can do it there, but them are like, no, no, there's a restroom over there, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, wow, a lot of experience.
Yeah. It's crazy. I've seen your body. You shouldn't be ashamed to just change in front of people. Fuck. Like
But I used to be like super. Oh no, I have to, like cover. And actually, I cover myself when I'm like totally naked. But
Yeah,
when it's there, these gigs are bands, and you're with them. It's like I just need to change my pants. Why I have to go to the restroom? But
right.
at the end, you have to respect that. I'm like super, and then it's like, okay, nah, I know I'm here.
See, I will say this, like, I have very much, like, since after the pandemic is when I embraced the bodysuit. Like, before I used to wear, like, t-shirt, pants, because, like, I was afraid of my body, and then I basically just told myself one day, like, "Fuck it." I'm like, "You only live one life. If the people don't wanna stare at my body, they don't have to."
Yes, I support that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to get to that point, because even me, for example, people always is like, "Oh, you're great because you're like this, and you lose weight like super easy," and I'm like, but for me it's a challenge. Like if I don't work out, if I don't do like a bunch of things, like eat a lot and try to
yeah,
um, keep my diet, it's not like I can maintain all like this. No, it's a challenge to gain weight, you know what I mean?
right.
And to
Well,
lose as well is it's
yes,
it's hard.
definitely.
But for example, this is connected to what you just said. I was trying to get a little bigger, like all the people, I don't know, when they're like me, we're trying to get a little bigger. But I've been wearing a lot of heels and dancing a lot, like lately, like a lot of shows, um, events, everything. So at certain point, my feet, they were like, Jay, we are not good. Like I had a lot of pain, and I was like, why is this happening? And then I I received this conclusion, and it was like, okay, I'm a dancer, and I know how to teach and work out my body. So now what I'm missing, like I'm working out to get bigger, or now I have to work out for what I'm doing, you know?
Right.
And it was like, okay, maybe I have to work a little bit more on my ankles. Maybe I'm too big on the upper body, so I have to reduce a little bit. So it's like kind of, um, as I said before, it's like if I get to the routine, I want to get out of that routine. So for me, it was like,
Right.
okay, what I can adjust to my body, that because I don't like to feel pain. I think like nobody, anybody wants that,
Mm,
and I
yeah.
hate when that happens. So, and for me, for my feet, they were like super weird. I don't know, like a lot of pain that I didn't have before. So I was like, what
Yeah.
can I do? Yeah.
I know it. There was literally from working the job that I used to work and from performing, there was a point where I couldn't walk. Like I was struggling to walk like daily, so I had to like take almost a year off between like 2022 and the beginning of this year. It was like, or no, the end of 2021, the beginning of 2022. So it's like, or like towards the end. So it's like just getting to the beginning of this year is when I started being able to like go back and perform the way that I used, or go back and dance the way that I used to. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it was hard. It's why like a lot of people seem like I work all the time. It's like, yeah, because when you have to take time off, you have to realize how grateful you are when you can work.
Wow, that's a that's a
Yeah.
very good point. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very good point, because Yeah, for me, for example, if I don't move, if I don't stretch, my body is going like this, like it's
Yeah,
crazy. Like now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my 27 years that I didn't before, it's like now it's like if I don't do this, if I'm not pushing, because between us and all the people that is gonna hear and see this,
yeah.
um I'm sorry, I missed my point. But um yeah, I was talking about, sorry, I missed the point. I'm so sorry.
Body pain.
It was so good. um Body.
Yeah, body pain. Yeah,
um yeah, so now I feel more than before.
of course.
And um yeah, now I get the point again. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't have any condition to dance, like any. I was like super super tight because I've been doing, as I said, motocross and bicycle a
Right.
lot since I was a kid. So for me it was like super hard, this journey, like super hard. I had zero conditions to dance, like zero. That's why when someone it's coming to me and get classes or something like that, it's like I'm so patient with them, and I'm like, hey, I was there, like that's why you're here, like I'm here to help you, because I know how hard it is to get to the point, you know and I discovered that I had one talent. And that talent was that I was very good with the choreographies all
Oh,
my life. And even when I've been studying dance, like for me, diagonals or exercises, super hard for me, like super hard. But
yeah.
the choreographies, I was like there, like I didn't know a lot of things, but I did it. Like, so that's why at this time of my life is like, no, I'm pushing. I've been through a lot this year, so for me it was like a start, a new beginning. So this year is being like super crazy about how I am discovering like my new body, and
Right.
yeah, like a lot of things. But I got this lining that I can fix, I can modify, I can do some adjustments to my body. And because I like to eat too, like honestly, I love to eat. So
Of
sometimes it's
course.
like, oh my god, uh, I want this so bad, and I ate a lot, like. And sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I'm like, and actually I have a McDonald's in front of me, and I'm always trying to ignore it.
Yes.
But at certain point, it's like, no, I really need this, But yeah, it's trying to look for balance always.
Yeah. So, has anyone inappropriately touched you at all while you're performing?
Of course, a bunch of people. Once I was doing like a split, but not like going down right away. So I went like from here, standing up and
Yeah.
going down, and that position, if someone like tried to touch you, is like you cannot do a lot of, it's like, what can I do? So this lady approached me with um with a dollar in her hand, a dollar, and she was like right there, like right in my glutes, like in the center, like. And I was like, ooh, oh my god. Almost, I don't know, I felt like so bad, but yeah, a lot of people always trying to touch a lot. And
Hmm.
um you get used to, I think you get used to, I don't know, to do a different ways of take that off in a good way, because maybe the people can get mad about that.
Right.
So sometimes I'm like, okay, I take their hand and I touch myself a little bit and then bye. Or I always trying to skip that.
Right.
And that's one of my big challenges, honestly, in mostly in here in Florida. Is like everybody wants to touch you, but for me it's like I'm not that kind of person or performer um that accept that too much.
Mm.
I've been working on it to be a little bit more crazy about that, but I don't know, I'm a little picky about that.
Yeah. And I will say this to anybody out there: don't do it when I'm there. Don't do it. Jay Wolf's my friend. I will cuss you out. Like if I see it. Like that's the kind of bitch I am. Like
Yeah, and I think you as a performer, you can choose how you want to get your things. You know what I
right.
mean? Like, um because and I respect every performer, but for example, there's a lot of people that I don't know that do a lot of stuff, but maybe they don't dance. So for me, in my mind, this is in my mind, I know that I'm taking my clothes off and everything, but in my mind it's like I want them um, to value what I'm doing, like from
Right.
the very source. Like, okay, what he's doing. He's projecting, he's lip singing, but he's connecting with the words. He's
Right.
dancing as well. It's not just about dick and ass for me. It's more about another thing. So sometimes I don't know my coworkers, um, they told me about like, hey, do this, do that, and I'm like, if if somebody wants to like tell me what I'm gonna do, it's like I'm gonna do the opposite, totally.
Exactly.
Like I receive advice and everything, but don't tell me how I manage my body or my integrity. It's like it's about me, and I'm more like my vibe. For example, I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like, I want someone to touch me in my performance. Um, it's just the feeling. For example, today I was doing a mixes for tomorrow, and I was a little bit confused because I'm like passing through a lot lately. So I was like, okay, what I'm feeling? Because yes, I'm gonna perform. I have to think about the crowd, but mostly I have to think about how I'm feeling right now, how what I want to express, what I want to spread out of my chest. You know what I mean? So one of my mixes for tomorrow, it's like super groovy. Like I'm gonna be with a big sweater and pants, and then I'm gonna be like with red bodysuit with lights inside, like super slut, something like that.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be passing through this. That is like kind of man, like, and I'm gonna start with the song that is it calls "Don't Let Me Down." So it's gonna be like super emotional but manly, and then I'm going to mix it. But I've never done that before in my shows, so it's gonna be interesting because actually I know a lot of hip hop, but I'm always doing other things. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be like a mix between. a little groove, hip hop, then it's a little house, and then I finish like
Yes. Yes, work.
mm-hmm.
I will say this. I've never had anybody inappropriately touch me. I have had somebody inappropriately approach me before.
Mm.
That has happened. That happened when I lived in Orlando. I had this guy who, like, I was pulling into the bar to, like, I was parking my car. I was, like, getting ready to walk in and go to the bar. And, like, a guy rode up on a bicycle and just whipped out his dick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he would not leave me alone. He sat there for 2 minutes. I said, go away. Like, no, I do not want your dick. Like,
that's scary.
of course it is. I know exactly what he wanted. It's like he wanted me to suck his dick. I'm like, no.
It's
I'm like, I'm not.
scary, and for me it's confusing. Even I've been working for the community like long time ago, since I was like 17th or 16th, like a lot of years now. And
Wow.
sometimes I don't like, I appreciate when someone approach me and say things about the show and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's like too intense. With that kind of intense, like I can't because I'm like, okay, thank you, but maybe someone is like, but you're so cute, and they're like this, and I hate when people invade
Right.
my space. It's like, oh my god, inside of me it's like I want to do this, like, hey, don't approach me like that. um and other side is like, okay, thank you, blah blah, and I'm just moving like this.
Right.
But it's so uncomfortable, like, I don't know, sometimes I don't know how to act, honestly.
Well, it's because everyone thinks that you can hook up. You can just hook up with somebody just because they're half naked. And it's the same people who approach go-go boys and like try and finger their holes when they're or they actually finger their holes.
Yeah.
It's like first of all, it's like ask somebody's permission if you're gonna try and do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because like chances are you're not gonna get it. Like from every go-go dancer I've ever interviewed, they don't like that.
No. And for me it's like I'm so picky about that, like, um but it's that kind of approachment for me. It's like, if you come here and you at least like have some respect to me, I can give you a little bit more. But if you
Yeah.
just approach me like disrespectful, like, go there right away, like, I'm gonna take you off.
Yeah.
Mhm. And sometimes it's like in my own dance, like, i'm like this, and I know that that person is going to do something, so I'm always trying to be prepared and do a movement or something like that to avoid.
Yeah, see, I'm at liberty. If anyone were to ever try and do something, it's like I'm singing live, so it's like if you try something, I will call you out on a microphone and I will stop the music. I'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the microphone is like,
like
ooh.
yeah, don't ever give somebody a microphone and try anything unless you want to get called out.
That's so dangerous.
Yes.
Nice.
S- So, have you ever hooked up with someone who's tipped you?
Tip me. No, actually, no. I had a lot of offers. That, yeah,
Of
like
course.
twice or three times. Like, hey, you want to come with me, and I'll pay you like 250, 250. And then, um, another guy, like, I knew that he was asking me for a second time, and I was And I was like, this was my answer. I was like, hey, if you want to be with me, at least you have to give me all the money that you have in your bank account. And he was like, really? And I'm like, yeah, in your savings. And he was like just walking away super without nothing to say, you know. But it's, for me, it was like a joke, but it was like a good joke, like, hey, well, yeah, but you have to give me all that you um all that you have in your bank account, you know, and savings.
Somebody knows how
Oh,
to barter.
ah.
Somebody knows how to barter. That's a good deal. Like,
Yeah, but nobody wants to do that, or I don't know, maybe one day.
you haven't met the right person.
Right.
Because I will
And
say this, I had an experience. I had to turn somebody down because this guy was offering for me to spend the night and like get fucked in his mansion. And I had to turn him down because I drove my friend to the bar and I couldn't leave her at the bar. I thought about it though.
that's creepy. Wow.
He was hot. I was absolutely this I this I am not that bad of a person. I would not leave my friend, although as I said I did think about
No, I know. I know the
it.
feeling. You know, for me, I had a lot of crushes in this in my lifetime. Like when I'm performing, a lot of times. And but you know how life works. Like maybe or you're with someone, or you just see that person once, and literally is once. Like I don't know, it's someone from another area, another country. But it happened to me like a lot of times, like, oh my god, this is like a real crush. And for me, it's not that easy that someone, you know, like get my attention. For me, it's kind of hard. Yeah, I'm like a very very weird gay, honestly. Like um you can be like hot and I don't know, have a lot of muscles, but maybe you don't turn me on at all. Like that could happen. And maybe you could be like, I don't know, it's about energy, I think, sometimes. So for me, I had a lot of like crushes dancing, but I just saw them once. And then it's like, I'm off work, like, where are you? And they left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had like crush with the person, that person, it's maybe it's been there for a long time watching me. But again, I'm working, so I'm like focused on
Yeah.
that, and I'm not, and I don't like, I don't like to be like, you know, give me the number or something like that, or when they ask, it's like, I don't know, I'm working, like I'm too focused on that.
Right. See, I will say the thing with me is I will say in terms of me, having a fat ass helps. Like I've slept with more black and Latino men than I can count.
We're hot, baby.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that's why I'm like would I sleep with an ugly white guy or a hot black or Latino guy? I think that answers my question. So yeah.
Of course, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this kind of segues me into my next question. So, what's your dating life been like?
My dating life.
Mm,
Um, oof. I'm like super weird about it because I already had these apps like Grinder and Scruff. Um, but I don't know. I've never felt like connected to those apps. So for me, I had like a lot of bad, bad experiences. I used to have Tinder. So, but Tinder is like you can talk like for a year and you never meet. You never meet.
Exactly.
And it's like sometimes it's like kind of annoying and exhausting because it's like there's a cute guys over here, but I don't know. It's like never happened. It's like kind of hard. And then you maybe I don't know. I'm performing and I saw them and it's like, oh, you're the guy, blah blah. You know. But for me, it's more about casual experiences. For example, I don't know, a gym, um, the supermarket,
What?
like more like casual things, like for meeting, like
Right.
if I meet a person there, but it's not like I'm gonna do something at the gym or at the supermarket, like um but yeah, for
Oh,
me it's
okay.
like it has to be a little bit like natural, like more flowing, um because I don't like surprises, like these kind of surprises that maybe you go and you're like super uncomfortable and you're like so awkward about to say no, and it's like um but I would love to go and drink a coffee. I love to go and eat. I love to go to the theater. Like I love those kind of things. Like I know it sounds like super old, but I'm like old. I don't know. I'm always say that I'm like an old soul.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy what I don't know that you come in here and we talk and we drink and maybe we can smoke and like we feel that flowing going on and that could turn in have something else.
Wow.
But for
See,
me, even as I said, like I'm gay and everything, but even for me it's hard to get excited, for example, for whatever guy. It's like for me it's not that easy, so I need like to feel that kind of connection. And if I don't, it's like, no, you can be like Superman, but if you don't turn me on, it's like I know it's not gonna work.
because you want one person. I kind of get that. I realize that. That's why, like, I kind of have somebody now. It's complicated. We're working it out.
Mm.
We used to be friends with benefits, but now it seems like he wants to commit.
And you do.
So no, no, no. Oh no, please. I do. My thing is, I do want to commit. What's going to be difficult is when I want to move and he doesn't, or he wants to move to Orlando, and as I said, I want to move to Detroit. So it's like I'll figure it out, but like no, no, I do. I love him. Like he's amazing. Like, but we'll make it work out. But yeah,
Yeah, that sucks when someone is like too far. It happens to me even with friends. It's like I have one of my best friends here and he lives in Orlando. Another
yeah,
one is living in Fort Myers. It's like I know how hard could be the distance. Even relationships, like
yeah.
I already tried in the past, and I don't know. He cheated on me all the time, and I realized like after he came back to Costa Rica, but he was studying here in U.S.
Yeah.
So it's hard because you have to be aware of what could happen. You know.
See, I know this. Like I've had probably the like most shocker. So I dated somebody for a year, and then like as we were breaking up, we were living together, and then like they left me a note with the key in the door. Like they'd moved all their stuff out while I was at work.
No way.
And then they told me, they're like, towards the end of the note, they're like, I'm transitioning.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's like, that was intense because it's like, I didn't know much about trans people when we were dating because, like, I was
Hmm.
young. I was young. I would arguably say we haven't known as much about trans people in the past as we do now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's like it's hard because I don't know. There's a lot of different ways, right? And people right now, it's like the world is evolving. I don't
yeah.
know how kind of evolve is that like, but it's like yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And then like after I broke up or after we broke up,
Hmm.
I dated somebody for like a month who immediately after, who I found out when we were breaking up was racist.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they literally said, as they were breaking up with me, they said, all you ever want is that N word dick. Yeah. Hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
all right. But yeah. That was, they said that in my neighborhood that was like predominantly black people with my apartment door open.
how was that?
And I'm thinking, I'm like, can somebody shoot this motherfucker, please? Like, I'll defend you if you shoot him. I have no problem with it. Like,
Hmm.
but that to me, it's like, I'm like, no, that is not. I'm not cool with racist. Anyone who thinks like, oh, it's just no.
Yeah, there's a lot of disrespectful people around. They
Yeah,
don't understand sometimes.
and it's like, well, as I say, like, karma's a bitch because literally after he broke up with me, he ended up getting HIV. So I mean,
Yeah, that's why you you know I used to fight a lot with that and a lot of drama, and I'm still being a little drama, but it's like I had to learn how the karma and energies works, and it's like you don't have to waste your energy and time, like, because then karma is gonna take over, like for real. It's like when you, for example, when you hear that someone when that you've been with is talking like a lot of shit, and actually these days I was thinking about that, and it's like you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, like we share, I know you, I know who you are, but mostly important over here is I know who I am. So it's like you can talk whatever you want, but even when you're talking all those that shit about me or something, is like
yeah,
I know you. It's like
yeah,
I know your your weakness too. It's like I'm not gonna say anything about that.
right. That's why I've never really been with people who've like talked about me, but like, well, again, I feel like now I don't want to be. This is my thing. As I got older, I think I got to the point you're at now, where it's like, I don't want to be with all these random people. Like, this to me doesn't seem fun. It's awkward. It's like we just have we like say hi to each other, we fuck, and then you leave. Like, to me that feels like empty and like pointless. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's a whole mystery because that happens all the time, and you're like asking questions in your mind, like, but why this person is like that, like being so weird about that, you know? But at the end of the day, it's like nobody knows another mind more than yours, you know. It's like
yeah,
you just know about yourself, like sometimes. And it's that, and it's that respect that you have to have with people, like everybody has different, have a different perspective. And for me it's super hard to understand that. That's why I'm saying it. Yeah.
right. Well, I always have a simple rule: the less they talk, the more the chances are they have a girlfriend or a wife. So,
You
and
know,
my
I have a little problems with that. Like, I don't know, at the gym and and like all around, there's a lot of married men that wants
yeah,
to. I don't know. They're like they want to try, and but they don't. It's like they're confused.
yeah. I understand how you can hook up at the gym. I was still trying to figure out how you hook up at the supermarket, but I'm gonna move past that one. I'm like,
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you're with the card, and you saw someone that I don't know. It got your attention. uh,
yes. So, what's your relationship to drugs and alcohol?
to drugs and alcohol. Okay, that's another like big deal in my life because I start like in working at the bar since I was like 17th or 16th. But I
Yeah,
had this like the motorcycle license, so I got in. So
yeah,
I start to work, but I made a promise like with my father and my mom, and I was like, I'm not gonna be like like alcoholic or something like that. And I've been I've been avoiding all that drugs, alcohol for a long, long time. Like my first, I could say, I will say my first 7 years since I start working, and but I had this judgment about people sometimes, and I hate when I feel like I'm being judging to someone else, or when I judge, like this environment, but I'm working here. So
right.
at that time, I was like, no, maybe I have to try a little bit more things. And actually, like, 2 years, I could say 2 years before the pandemic, the 2020.
Yeah,
I try everything, honestly. I have to be honest. Like everything, everything, everything. A lot of drugs. And then in the pandemic, obviously, we were like partying a lot, like a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, but I realized that maybe my judgment, it was because I've been always working. I've been in the stage. I've never been in the crowd, so I had to learn how to be in the crowd and how do they feel. You know, for me it was like an experiment too, honestly.
hmm,
Like in my career, it was like, okay, maybe I have to try this. I have to be like off the stage. I want to feel how they feel to be better at stage too. You know what I mean?
hmm,
And since that time, uh, I've been trying to be like more flowy about that. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I need to be up and, well, let's do something, about that. Let's do a drug or something. But I'm not the kind of person that I buy. I've never bought anything, any drug. Alcohol, yeah, a lot of drinks, But
Yeah.
that's another thing. Normally, in when you work in bars, you have free drinks. So for me, it's always sometimes like it's always hard to say no, but I do. Like it's like, okay, what do you want? Water, because I have to balance everything. I don't like to be, for example, high to perform. I don't like that. Um, if I've done it before, yes, like
Yeah.
twice or three times that I've been like, oh my god, no, I can't do this. But yeah, mostly that.
See,
I love
this is
wine.
yeah.
I love wine when I'm at home, so I'm a wine person. I always have bottles over here, so every night, kind of every night, I'm always with my cup of wine, glass of wine. Sorry.
Oh, glass of wine isn't bad. I thought you were gonna say every night I drink a bottle of wine. I'm like, that's called
Can
alcoholism.
you imagine? No, 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 no. Just a glass.
Yeah. See, my thing is
What about you?
actually, shockingly enough, I am probably one of very few performers who does everything completely sober. And that was because, in terms of alcohol, I had a night where people were just buying me drink after drink after drink after drink. And then I got in my car and I had to drive an hour home. And I made it about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And then I got pulled over by a cop. And luckily my dad came to pick me up. Otherwise I would have gotten a DUI.
Oh shit.
And yeah, and that's pretty much that stopped me from, and as I said, singer, like that whole water thing for you, it's better for me to have water anyway. It's not good for my voice to have alcohol. Like,
Of course.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then in terms of drugs, the only thing I abused, so going back to when I had all that foot pain before I went to a doctor
Uh huh.
and before I got in health insurance, I used to take, for 4 months I did this, I used to take 18 to 24 ibuprofen a day.
18.
To 24. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
that
but I
fucks
know
with your
what you
body.
mean. I had like, I don't know, like 6 months. As I said, I'm a little sometimes crazy, so maybe tomorrow I wake up and I'm like, I'm gonna do a diet and I'm not drinking, I'm not doing anything. Because actually I prefer that. Like I have the two sides. Like I can be like like crazy, and I can be just chill, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, I prefer when my body is like ready to go. I don't like to be like dizzy or something like that, because I know how this works, and I'm always like jumping and turning. It's like I'm not gonna take a chance to fall. Never. Like
Right.
that's why actually I don't have nothing in my I don't have in my ankles, and never twisted, never with all my career and everything. Never. I had and never nothing. I just had a few injuries, a few pains, um
Yeah.
that they
But
were hard. Just that.
I mean, it's kind of good because it's like going back to that thing of where I said people treat people inappropriately all the time at the bar. the more sober you are, the better you can react to the way people are trying to treat you.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if you're drunk, you're just gonna let them do it.
Yeah, yeah, of course, totally,
Yeah,
totally. And when I'm going, it's like a little bit more relaxed about that, about body wise. But I have to
yeah.
take care more about those kind of things, like the people who wants to touch you. Um, but in shows, all good.
Well, yeah.
but
I
I'm doing
mean,
but I'm doing more things. Like for me, it's a little bit more stressful. Sometimes it's like, oh my god, I have to learn these words, and for me, I have to be more focused there.
well, as I've always said, like dancers, I can understand you not being needing to be like drunk to be a go-go dancer. I totally get it because you have, as we said, people will treat go-go dancers any way that they want. They'll like grab your ass, they'll try and finger you, they'll grab your dick, like anything they want to do, they're gonna do it. And also the fact that Jay Wolf is so short, it's probably even more because it's like they're like, "Oh, he's small, he can't defend himself. I might as well just try what I want." And it's like, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little like a witcher, so sometimes I just spread that energy, like, hey, you're not gonna do it.
but
Because
I heard
sorry.
the craziest story I heard. This was from somebody that I know that you actually know. I've interviewed Dallas Stone on here, and he told me about how one time he had somebody lick his asshole. I'm like, while he was on stage, and I'm like, I looked at him. I'm like, what?
Wow. For me, it's super hard to get there. Like, it has to be my, I don't know, my blueprints.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, it's like that to me seems crazy. It's like, how would you like let somebody do that? The minute you see somebody like touching your ass, like spreading it, that's where I'd like slap somebody's hand. Like,
Yeah,
I'd be
of
like,
course. Yeah, for me it's like, kind of nasty. It's like I've been, for example, if somebody talks to me, this happened in the past. I don't know, someone approached me in the bar. I was hanging out, and he was cute, and he was like, hey, blah blah, I'm from here. We were talking and everything good, but at a certain point I just turned my head to the left, and he was kissing a friend, but they were like kissing, not just like this. They were kissing, and for me, instantly, I was like,
oh no. Okay, what happened? Oh no. All right.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Um, yeah. So for me, it was like totally turned me off. I was like, that's why I'm saying that I'm picky. It's like I wanted maybe to kiss you at a certain point, but I don't want that. Like I don't want to be your, I don't know, your 100 kiss. I don't need that.
Exactly.
I don't like that.
It's like everyone's like nobody. Well, some people love being sloppy seconds. Not me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, me neither. Actually, with my friends in Costa Rica, they know how I am. So at certain point, they were like, when friends, like gay friends or something, they kiss
Yeah.
in the mouth, and they know me. They're like always like here, but never here. Like, and actually, I had this time, like I tried like twice to do it, and I was like, no, this is not my thing. Like I can't, like I can't, honestly. Because for
Well,
me, all the intimate moments are it has to be special for me. Because if not, I can kiss a bunch of people in one night, but it's just like I'm not like that. It's like I don't know. I respect their own space. I want them to respect me as well. So it's like I'm not doing that.
and it's also you got to know how to kiss me because like
Right.
my thing is like I know some people are like into like French kissing. I am not. Like I was down to try it at one point. I remember kissing at one point a guy with like a tongue ring, and that turned me off to the whole experience because it felt like I was kissing like a tooth in the middle of somebody's mouth. I'm like, this is disgusting. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this again. Like,
Yeah, we think the same.
yeah.
I love it.
So, what are your thoughts on how the LGBT community is being treated today? On how they're being treated?
Um, I think at certain point we are going back in certain ways. For example, here sometimes I've heard and I felt like um, the people sometimes with us is it's going again like with this judgment. You know what I mean? Like and all the politic that is happening right now, it affects that. Like um, I don't know, they see you like trans, or they see you like gay or something like that, and they're like a little rude with you.
Right.
And with me happens that sometimes people just see me as you said, like, oh, he's so little, and like they think that they can pass through me or something like that, just because sometimes I'm super quiet. And it's not that I'm shy. It's like I'm that kind of person that if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. But if I don't, I don't. And honestly, mostly of the times, I prefer not to say something and offend you, um, and not talk. It's like I prefer not to talk, and I can't be um, hypocrite. Like I can't. I can't. I can't do that. So sometimes it's like I think um, now the community, the drag is like I think it's evolving a certain way, but then it's like they want to take them off. Um, I don't know. It's weird because they don't want male performers neither. Like they want, but then they don't want. I don't know. It's like sometimes it's confusing all that is happening in the community, honestly. And for me, it's been a whole trip since I began. Like honestly, because I I've seen a lot of different theories or different people, the transitioning, all this is like for me, it's been a whole process to accept it too, because even if I'm working in the community, it's like I had these um, family based thoughts, and or for example, the people now, it's like so horny everywhere, like they fuck everywhere, like they do a lot of things, um, and I'm not. I'm like,
Oh, okay. I'm
or,
just need you to go a little bit back because like I lost both of us, so I missed some of what you said.
oh, sorry. Where were at? In which part?
I'm I don't know. Okay.
Well,
Anyway, we'll move past that. I was
yeah,
like, it
yeah,
was
of
like
course.
weird. Yeah. So okay. So one thing that I didn't write here that I'll ask like right before you answer the last question. So I heard that you were a good cook, and I want to know like what got you into cooking.
Um, when it depends on what you like, honestly,
Yeah.
because I'm again like I love to cook rice, beans, um, um, chicken. Like I can cook very good and a lot of stuff, soups. What else? Breakfast, I'm gonna tell you one of my best sellers. It's like a Costa Rican plate that is it calls gallo pinto or pinto. It's rice and beans with a special sauce and onion, and well, you could add like cilantro and sweet plantains, eggs, could be scrambled, fried,
Yeah.
with cheese or something like that, and sour cream and fried cheese,
Oh
like
wow, that
fried cheese.
yeah.
That's a lot, I know, but that's one of my specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love to cook. Like honestly, I feel like when I cook for someone, it's like I give everything of my love over there. Like for me, it's so special to cook.
See, that is amazing.
So you have to tell me what you like, and I'll cook for you.
Yeah. I'll definitely take you up on that. Yeah, Dallas told me that when I interviewed him that he said you were a good cook, so I figured I might as well ask that because I feel like that's probably something people don't know about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dallas. Who's Dallas?
Dallas Stone.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah. And to my final question, what's the biggest misconception about you?
What's the biggest?
Misconception.
I'm gonna be short. I think my biggest misconception, and it's connected to be little, is the people think all the time that I'm totally bottom.
Fair. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, that's my. I think that my biggest misconception that people always like they're crazy about my butt sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but actually I don't work out ass. I'm always like, okay, I do legs and everything, but it's I know my ass is there, you know. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm not the bottom. That's not it. Is more that I love like good sex, like passionate sex. So for me, it's like, how can I how I'm feeling today. You know, sometimes I want to be fucked. Sometimes I want to fuck. So
Yeah.
for me, that's it. But I love asses. Like I love it's my crazy thing.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna say anything about the size, but it's like when you use it right, it has very good results. But let me tell you, this is interesting, and it's not about that I'm talking good things about me, but it just happened. Like it happened like twice or three times in my life that I met someone, and they're like, I'm 100% top, and actually that turned me on when someone tell me that, because for me it's like a challenge, you know what I mean.
Right.
For me it's like out of routine. So and it happened like twice or three times that they're like 100% top, and I do my thing. Like I don't mind if it's a good chemistry. Like I
Right.
can be bottom, but I need to be top at certain point. So it this happened like they try, they tasted it, and then they were like super bottom. And at certain point, it was like, why is this happening? I want to be fucked too. And I had to ask them like, hey, fuck me tonight. Like I need it. You know what I mean? Like it was like so. This is crazy, but yeah, it happened like twice or three times with people that they were like 100% tops, and they were like at the first time like actually super pussy about that, like hey, slow, blah blah, and then they liked it, and but then it was a little problem over there because I'm like, okay, now I want to switch again for a night. Just give me a night. You know what I mean?
See, the thing with me is I'll answer the misconception question in a minute, but to that point, it's like so my friend that I was talking about, my it's complicated friend, like we were fooling around and like I have primarily bottomed for him, like, and then all of a sudden he was just over here one night and like, or no, one day, and then he like just started sucking my dick, and then like as he was doing it, and then like the reason I haven't liked topping is because I never come from topping,
Mm-hmm.
but then all of a sudden he just like lubed it up and just sat on it, and he like wrote it, and then like I was just kind of like laying back and relaxed, thinking like, "Oh God, let's just wait for this to over." And then all of a sudden, I just like felt like a shit. Felt myself like shoot. And then he's like, "You just came." I'm like, "I did." And then and then he wanted to, then he kept on going. I'm like, "I don't know if you're gonna get more than one load, babe." And he got two more loads out of me. And I'm like, wow. I literally told him, I'm like, either we're like really meant to be together, or you're a magician. Like, I will accept either.
Well, I love when that chemistry is
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and you can do whatever you want. Um, but yeah, for me, it's that. But I take advantage of that, like, because sometimes I can be at the stage. For example, I know that people like think that, so sometimes I'm like super pussy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna answer this question real quick. I have been told that I people think I'm shady. I am not shady, but I am very opinionated.
Okay.
Like I am the person who's like, I love supporting queer artists, but like if I think you suck, I'm gonna tell you you suck.
Of course. Hmm.
Cause like I don't love this coddling thing that people do out in LA where it's like, oh, you were amazing, sweetie. Keep on going. I'm gonna be like, you're a musician, you suck, and you expect that somebody's gonna sign you?
Hmm.
No. No, go find something else. You can't do this.
That's the kind of things that we were talking earlier, that I
Yeah.
hate that from the community. Sometimes they're like super fakes. That's why I sometimes like I just not gonna say anything, like, but I'm not gonna say that you're amazing if I am not thinking about that. And I've seen a lot of people doing that, like, hey, that person is doing like shit, blah blah, and then they went down, and they're like, oh, you were amazing, you blah blah blah, you were. I can't, I can't be that person.
I know. My drag sister's former drag mother has done that. She's like, she's been nice to me, but I know behind my back she's shit talked my drag, and I'm like, And I'm like, okay, girl, you go ahead. You just be known around here. I'm going to interview people all over the United States and all over the world and get my name out there.
Of course. And you know what? That's why the community is like it's there's a lot of dirty shit over there because everybody sometimes is like so shady, but in the wrong way. Like they don't understand that if you help, if you want to work with people, you're gonna be better, like for real. um but I don't know, it's selfishness.
And then another thing I've been told by people is that I'm intimidating, which I get meeting me in person, you might see that, but this person just saw me online. I'm like, you think I'm intimidating online? Because J Wolf can tell you I'm a big bitch.
Yeah, of
Like,
course, but it's better when
yeah,
people say that, like you
yeah.
have your wall in front of you. And for me that's better. Like yesterday I've been in drinks in Wilton Manors, and I was in this mood just for take a drink. Actually, I drank a like whiskey something. I've never drink. I'm not a whiskey person, but
Yeah.
yesterday I was like I need something like like warm. And I felt that a lot of people wanted to talk to me, or they were saying things, but I was in this mood like with my wall over here, and nobody talked to me. And then I'm like, okay, I'm glad that they didn't, because my mood, it was just having a drink, that's it, chilling.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. In terms of not talking to people,
Mhm.
whenever, especially when I'm in Wilton, I always have to tell myself when I leave my hotel room, it's like, okay, dress like me. It's like I know I'm like, okay, you're gonna be the center of attention. So if you have any sort of well, not the center of attention, but you're gonna get paid attention to. So if you have anything sort of in a bad mood, leave it here. You have to be pleasant around people because especially going to these events now, knowing some people but not knowing others, it's like this is a chance that you're making your first impression,
Yeah.
and you don't want to have the people say "Oh, that's a bitch right there." Like,
Yeah. No, of course. That's
yeah,
why sometimes I don't go out if I don't feel it, because I'm like, if someone approach me, they can then like after they can say like I'm a good person and I talk. But
yeah.
before, sometimes it's like I'm focused on other things, but it's not like I'm ignoring or actually, I appreciate a lot when someone approach me, and in Costa Rica, it happens a lot that a lot of people talk to me by Facebook or Instagram, and they were like, "I always wanted to say hi to you, but you look like so professional and like serious." And I'm like, "Next time, just come and say hi to me." And then
See,
they were like that, like, "Hey, blah blah." But yeah.
I'm a little shy. I'll admit that. I don't like to start. That's why I have no problem going out in drag because it's like most of the time when you do, most people will come and start a conversation with you. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
talk to people, and that's I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's right. All
But
right.
anyway, with that being said, it was a pleasure getting to know you more.
It was a
I
pleasure
just
as well.
Yeah, I definitely will say I'll probably let you know next time I'm gonna be down there. I'll see if you you and Phoenix or you and somebody else.
Okay.
I might try and see a you and Damien show. I know you're literally just doing one tomorrow, but it's like obviously I have to work. So I can't, but like I've been wanting to go see Damien perform, and I just haven't had a chance to get down there. But it's like it'll
Yeah,
happen.
well, now Kings is gonna be every Wednesday. So if you can, some
Yeah,
Wednesday in the future, so let's talk about it.
yeah. But as I say, I'll let you know. So
Thank
anyway,
you so much for
yeah,
everything. You're
yeah.
amazing.
We'll kind of I'll end it, and then I'll just like kind of talk to you, take all this off, so you actually see what's underneath all this.
Okay.
So, and with that being said, this is Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and I hope you've enjoyed.
Bye bye.